Okay, so good day to everyone and welcome to our third lecture in entrepreneurship, which is our topic will focus on recognizing and understanding the market. So first is let's talk about the value proposition. So this is actually a business or marketing statement that summarizes why a consumer should buy a company's product or use its services. So, we all know, no, when we buy a product, meron tayong gustong benefit na makuha dun sa product na yon. And through the use of value proposition, the company or the brand can able to inform its target market relative to the value of the products that they are offering. So, to continue, sabi nga dito, no, this statement is often used to convince a customer to purchase a particular product or service to add form of value to their lives. Maybe hindi niya napapansin, pero whenever we buy a product, no, it adds value, 'di ba? It makes us convenient, no? Nakukuha natin yung features or benefit na gusto natin. Pwedeng it is related to toiletries like soap, no? Toothpaste, or shoes rather. So yun, no? Talagang maganda na dapat yung product na ibebenta natin or ipoproduce natin has a value proposition. So it has certain elements. The first one is the target customer. Sino ba yung gusto nating customer for that product? Ano ba yung needs or opportunity na gusto nating i-maximize? Of course, no? The name of the product also has something to do with value proposition na once you hear the product or the name of the product, it automatically gives you an idea ano ba yung ino-offer ng product na yun. And as well as the name of the enterprise or the company kasi meron siyang mga reputation that gives a good impression in the minds of the customers. So, sabi nga dito class, no, that there are many competitors in the market to establish superiority to them, no? Entrepreneurs should think alternative and how it works better, okay? An important aspect in value proposition must be truthful that will establish credibility to consumers. So, ang kagandahan sa isang value proposition is that you are establishing credibility, okay? Na pag binili nila yung product na yon ay may guarantee na makukuha nila yung benefit or features that your product is offering na there will be value for money na hindi sayang yung kanilang ginastos or pinambili. Example, potential value proposition is most common in small business of your locality. So, let's say, Aling Charing Sari-Sari Store open only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But Aling Charing noticed that there are customers who go nearby town to look for a convenience store at around 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So she believes that this is a great opportunity for her store to operate 24/7. In this example, there is a proposed value proposition that Charing Sari-Sari Store opens 24/7. So, syempre, no, if you are nearby or you are passing by in that area, you could easily recognize that Charing Sari-Sari Store is open 24 hours. Okay? So, ano ba yung binibigay niyang value proposition na every time na kailangan mo ng product ay lagi silang nandyan for you. So, Continuing our lesson, no, the business describes sari-sari store, a basic retail store. The assurance from this value proposition is because of the phrase opens 24/7. So Aling Charing Sari-Sari Store opens 24/7, which makes it different from other competitors. Okay? So on how you differentiate yourself, no, from other competitors is the what we call unique selling proposition or the USP. Okay? It's how you sell your product or services to your customers. So you will address the wants and desires of your customers. As entrepreneur, you think of marketing concept that persuades your target market. As I mentioned, no, yun yung difference ni value proposition. The value proposition, you offer something for your target market, but in unique selling proposition, it is how you differentiate, no, your product or services to your competitors. Sabihin na natin may kalaban din si Aling Charing Sari-Sari Store na 24/7. So, kunyari, no, pwedeng maging unique selling proposition na bukod sa mga chicheria, no, or mga grocery items or toiletries, ay meron din siyang mga ino-offer na made-to-order products, no, like burgers, fries. So, that could be an example. So, the following question you may ask in doing this, no, what the customers want, no? Ano ba yung gusto ni customers? What brand does well? Ano ba yung brand na masasabi nating prefer ng mga customers? And what your competitors does well? So you have to also consider ano saan ba magaling yung competitor. Some tips for entrepreneur on how to create an effective unique selling proposition to the target market. So ito daw yung mga tips. Number one, identify and rank the uniqueness of the product or service character. So dapat is kung yun nga you're going to offer something different from your customers, tingnan mo kung ano ba yung magiging level of uniqueness ng product na yun or services. Kailangan is very specific. Kailangan, no, you have to keep it short and simple or the acronym KEYS. Okay? So, as entrepreneur, present the best feature of your product that are different from other competitors. Identifying the unique selling proposition requires marketing research that you will learn from other modules or lessons that we're going to have. So in promoting your products or services, make sure that it is very specific and put details that emphasize the differentiator against the competitors. You have to keep it short and simple and think of a tagline that is easy to remember. So for instance, no, Charing Sari Sari Store opens 24/7. So readers get confused between value proposition and unique selling proposition. So the two propositions are used to differentiate the products from competitors. For example, no, Jollibee is known to have a Filipino taste burger compared to its competitor like McDonald's, Wendy's, etc. So the brand has a unique selling point because of its tagline, Langhap Sarap, okay? Which is considered as a unique value proposition, and value proposition, no, are the two most famous tools used to explain why prospect customers buy its products and services. So as you can see, no, that the value proposition of Jollibee is Langhap Sarap, that the taste of their product is really tasty. Okay. On the other hand, on how they create the unique selling proposition is it is a burger that is aligned with Filipino taste. Okay. So that is their unique selling point or unique selling proposition. So based on each definition, we learned that the USP and value proposition are frameworks of each business industry. The two propositions are valuable for the entrepreneurs. After we understand the value proposition and the unique selling proposition, now it's time to understand the target market, customers, requirement, and market size. First is target market. So, market targeting is a stage in the market identification process that aims to determine the buyers with common needs and characteristics. So, normally, if you really want to have a good, no, um, good market share or higher possible traffic, you have to create a target market using the market targeting. Kailangan alamin natin sino ba yung may mga common needs at common characteristics para every time nagagawa tayo ng mga strategies or marketing activities ay align dun sa mga ganong klasing tao, no? It could be, let's say, male, no? Or female, no? Targeted mo, male, no? Or targeted mo, female. Pwedeng in terms of their lifestyle, yung mga lifestyle na sporty, ganun. So, that's an example of that. Prospect customers are market segment that entrepreneurial venture intends to serve. In targeting a specific market, it excludes people even if it will not fit your criteria, no? Rather, target marketing allows you to focus your marketing money and brand message on specific market that is more likely to buy from you than other markets. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, dahil nga limited lang yung pera ng mga businesses, at least yung pera na i-invest nila for marketing strategies ay nakafocus na dun sa target market nila. Product is more affordable, efficient, and effective way to reach potential clients and generate business. Commonly used methods for segmenting the market are as follows. First one is geographic segmentation. It is the total market, no, that is divided according to geographical location. Let's say Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, Metro Manila, Region 3, no, o kaya in the city, no, Manila, Quezon City. So that is geographic. Variable to consider is the climate, of course. There are some countries that has a different climate compared to the Philippines, which is we have rainy season and summer. Dominant ethnic group, no? This could be the people or group of people that has ethnicity, okay? Like in the Cebu, no, mostly are Bisaya. Let's say the culture. The culture, like in the Philippines, no, we love to buy in pieces compared to Western countries that they love to buy in bulk. Density, no, whether rural or urban. The needs of those in the urban might be different from the rural. Next is demographic segmentation. Divided based on consumers. For example, no, the gender, of course, no, it could be male, female. We need to also consider the gays, the lesbian. Age, of course, it would be young, the teenagers, the young adults. The income, no, there are some people who have, let's say, 20 pesos a month income. Others might have 50,000. Occupation, no, even the work, no, of these people. Let's say, there are teachers, other are office workers. Education, of course, there are some high school graduates, college graduates. And also religion, there are Christian, there are Catholic, there are Muslims, and of course the ethnic group as well. Okay, and of course don't forget the family size. Some are five members of in the family, others are just three members. The next one is psychological segmentation. So it is divided in terms of customer think and believe. So these are the variable to consider. Their needs and wants, their attitudes, of course, their social class, they might be rich or let's say in the bottom, no, or poor. The personality traits, no, just like what I mentioned, some are sporty, some are formal, so some are loves to do adventure, mga ganun. So it's something to do. Attitudes, no, siguro it's more of how they think, no. Let's say they want branded items than the generic, mga ganun. Knowledge and awareness, no, on how they are knowledgeable about the product. Okay. Also the brand concept on the branding, no, that a certain brand wants to portray in the market. Let's say Toyota cars, no, are for racing, while Toyota cars rather are for fuel efficiency, but Ferrari is for racing. And of course the lifestyle. The next one is the behavioral segmentation. So it is divided according to customers' behavior pattern as they interact with a company. So these are the variable to consider. Number one is their perception. Next is their knowledge. Also their reaction. Next is the benefits. Uh, Letter E is the loyalty, or how they become loyal or they do repeat business in on a certain product. And of course, their responses. So the next one is the customer requirements, no? Okay, customer requirements are the specific characteristic that customers needs from a product or a service. So this can be two types of customer requirements. The first one is the service, the second one is the output requirement. So first is let's talk about the service requirement. These are intangible thing or product that is not able to be touched but customer can feel the fulfillment. There are elements in service requirement like on-time delivery, service with a smile, easy payment. So it includes all aspects of how customers expect to be treated while purchasing a product and how easy the buying process goes. So kagaya ng sinabi, may mga bagay na hindi nahawakan, no? At ito'y nararamdaman at nakikita ng mga customers. Yung dapat timely in delivery, 'di ba? Dapat may magandang customer service, dapat nag-i-smile, no? Dapat madali ang proseso. So, example lang 'yun. The output requirement is the tangible thing, no? These are the things that we can touch, no? Ayun pala, and seen din pala. So, I'm corrected in that. So, dun sa kanina is more on the feelings. So, characteristic specification that a consumer expect to be fulfilled in the product. So, customer that will avail services as a product, then various requirements can take the form of output requirements. For example, if the consumer hires a multi-cab rather, then on-time arrival becomes an output requirement. Customer buys gadget, no, like phone, speaker, the specification like the loudness and clarity are the output requirement. So, katulad nun, pag bibili ka daw ng gadget, no, ay dapat ay nandun yung mga specs na gusto mo. Like, yun nga, pwedeng sa battery, pwedeng dun sa design. And of course, we have the market size, no? So sabi dito, no, that entrepreneurs' most crucial task is to calculate the market size and the potential value that for their startup business. So marketing or market research will determine the entrepreneur possible customers in one locality. So dito, no, through market size, malalaman natin sino ba yung possible or gaano ba karami yung target market natin. Malalaman natin yan through a market research. So what is a market size? Okay? Market size is like a size of arena where the entrepreneurs will play their business. So dito din sa market size, no, it's like a industry kung saan nakikipag-compete yung mga different businesses. Okay? It is the approximate number of sellers and also the buyers, no? So, in a particular market, sabi nga dito, companies are interested in knowing the market size before launching a new product or service in the area. Kasi kung let's say mababa lang yung market size and wala naman masyadong market, possible na yung product na i-offer mo ay limited lang yung bibili. So, in determining the market size, the entrepreneur will conduct strategic marketing research from reliable sources using the following method. First step is to estimate the potential market. the approximate number of customers that will buy the product or avail your services. Second step is to estimate the customers who would probably dislike to buy your product or avail your services. And the third one is for the entrepreneur to estimate the market share. That means plotting and calculating of the competitor's market share. So, alamin mo rin gano'n na ba karami yung na-penetrate nung competitors mo. Determine the portion of the new venture. And market size become the most important you ever need to raise funding for your business.